Well, happy 2025 to everyone out there. We've all seen how it's kicked off with two confirmed terrorist attacks and a possible third one now happening at the Capitol. Apparently, a car drove up on the sidewalk and the bomb squad's there. But that's not really what I want to talk about right now. Okay, but what I want to talk about, first off, this is no offense or discrimination against Muslims. I want to make that very clear. I'm not discriminating against anything about Muslims in this video. I'm stating facts. Okay? These terrorists that have happened, these terrorist acts, as of late, beginning of 2025, apparently they've had ties to ISIS. Now, we've seen ISIS and the Taliban re-emerging in Syria. They're siding with Iran. And we know what the hell Israel's doing to all of them people over there. And we're funding it. We are allowing it. So the point I want to make in this video, or what I want to get at, is how many Muslims live in the United States of 2020. Now, I can't find more than the census of 2020. But it's 4,453,908 as of 2020, making up 1.3.4% of the country's population. Now, like I said, this ain't dogging on Muslims at all, because I find all religion to be hateful and used for manipulation. But the point I'm making here, people, is there's a lot of Muslims in our country. There's a lot of Venezuelan gangs in our country. There's a lot of CCP people here in our country, and a lot of Guatemalans. This country is flooded with people that intend to do harm to our country. Now, with, let's just say 5 million. Let's bump it up from 4 million, 4.5 million to 5 million. Okay, because it is 2025. Okay, 10%, that's still 500,000 people. If they decided to be radical. We don't know how many people are radical. We don't know how many people plan bad things. But in Michigan alone, there's 244,828. Dearborn, Michigan, has the largest population of Arabs, the majority of the city, with 55% of its residents claiming to be Middle Eastern or North African descent. Okay, Detroit, Michigan, has 205,000 Muslims. So people on my Michigan people that live on the East Coast, just know that. Now, like I said, I'm not saying that the Muslims are bad people. I'm just saying how many of them are here in the United States. That was Michigan. New York has the highest population of around 725,000. But the point I'm making, people, or the point I want to make, is if 1% of this number are radical, that's trouble for all of us. Now, why all of a sudden has ISIS reemerged after so long? I can't answer that question. But what I do know is that retaliation attacks from the way the Muslims are looking at what Israel is doing to them is genocide, and they're going to want to retaliate. I mean, this conflict over religion is never going to end, because it's all an ideology of whose opinion or whose God is right. This madness is not going to stop. I mean, seriously, people, it's never going to stop. But if we don't get a grasp on this country here real soon, it's going to be chaos, because this country is so divided. We have people who claim to support the Second Amendment that don't even know what the Second Amendment really is. We got people saying, oh yeah, freedom of speech, until you say something they disagree with, and then, oh no, you got to shut the fuck up. Okay? But I don't think that we've seen the last of these terrorist attacks here in our country. Now, whether these are red flags, events, who knows? Maybe it's all propaganda, who knows? But what I do know is that this is only the beginning. I think we're entering a new phase in history, because history repeats itself over and over and over because we as people fail to recognize it and make the changes necessary to prevent it from happening over and over and over again. But if you're an American citizen, you need to stay frosty, stay alert, stay strapped. If you don't have a gun, you better get one. If you don't know how to defend yourself, you better learn how to defend yourself. I mean, we've seen what's happened in New York with these Venezuelan gangs and these Guatemalans setting people on fire. Now we have terrorist attacks happening in our country. The FBI's warning about sleeper cells. There's probably sleeper cells all over this country, ranging from the CCP to radical jihadist. I mean, damn, America, when are we going to wake up and realize that our house has been invaded? That it is no longer a safe place? I mean, I'm so glad I live out in the middle of nowhere, because if I had to look over my shoulder daily, I couldn't even imagine that. Not knowing who's going to do what to me. But like I said, the American people need to wake up. First and foremost, we need to shut our border down. We need to absolutely close that down and deport as many illegals as possible, if not all of them. We need to stop China from buying up farmland here in America. How is that even a thing? How can a foreign country buy the United States property, we the people's property? How the hell does that even happen? I'll tell you how, because we the people are compliant as brain dead sheep. But anyways, people, these terrorist attacks, in my opinion, they're just the beginning. Some of them are probably going to be false flags created to strip away more of our rights. But what we do know for facts is that these have been people with bad intentions. These were set up with bombs. They had guns. They had plans. And apparently one of them, the guy in New Orleans, had a fucking ISIS flag. I don't know. Just don't take anything at face value anymore, people. Do your own research. Be a free thinker. Think outside the box. Because what you see and hear, there's probably 40% truth to it, and the rest of it's lies. The rest of it is lies. We the American people have been lied to for decades. I don't know how long, but for a long, long time we've been lied to. And quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of being lied to. Just like these freaking drones flying around. The hell are these drones? Nobody knows. Now I'm seeing something about some fog happening. So, anyways, people, I guess I've ranted long enough. I hope I didn't just babble on. But I do hope that 2025 is a better year than 2024. But it's looking like it's going to be chaos and pandemonium. So, my advice to all my fellow Americans is be your own hero.